But maybe we play a couple slower ones from this tournament. I'm gonna hop in. Still an hour to go. Maybe we get a few games in. It has been a very long time since I played. You could see here my question mark rating for Rapid. Casa Corley's playing. Not surprised. He likes his Rapid. Great time control. Now, with this slower time control, you have to watch out for the sneakiness. It's the one thing. You know? Like right now, how many are betting that this has already been clicked into in my opponent's? Maybe a stream sniping. Alright, well, I had this earlier, right, in the Blitz game. D4 does not have as much support anymore, so let's put that guy right where he belongs and see the reaction. You go here, it's not that. Okay, so this is different. How different? Well, this is making the most sense to me. C5 with B2 now unprotected. This is paving the way for many different moves that are converging on the dark squares. The knight on C5, the bishop here, pinning a knight that'll defend D4. This check really shouldn't be any bother. I'm going to sneak in C5, and I think white should be going with C3, yeah. So now I think I want to take... Yeah. If I develop my knight to C6, this pawn goes. So I'm going to go with this and then develop my knight. I may have been considering bishop takes. If bishop captures was there, I was going to play my knight here and then next develop my knight. So I'm going to start with this one. Still trying to chip away at D4. Okay. Need to be careful here. Move order is important. Taking like this, I lose because of Queen A4. However, if I take with the bishop first, bishop, knight, and then check, I could fall back with the knight. So what's the short story? I should take with the bishop first if I'm going to win the pawn. If I'm going to try and win that guy. And I'm not seeing why I shouldn't chop away. This is a valuable bishop, but I am taking a valuable pawn. Same story with the bishop check as a follow-up. My knight covers that square, unleashing an attack here. Alright, let's chop. Queen A4 doesn't do anything right away. Let's do it. Okay. Well, now I'm feeling very comfortable because my knight gets to stay in a stable square, and not only am I up a pawn, but I have now, because of these double isolated pawns, a beautiful outpost on E5, which I drew a lot of attention to in an earlier Blitz game where I was down a pawn and had the dark square bishop. I don't have the dark square bishop here, but still feeling pretty good about my position. My opponent doesn't have a dark square bishop. That's really the main one that could potentially take advantage of these weakened dark squares, H6 primarily. Offering a knight exchange. I don't think I want to undouble the knights. I also don't want to allow knight takes knight and to have doubled f pawns. I think I'm going to play e6 and be okay with the discovery against my queen for a move. So some knight move is there. Rook hits my queen, but my knight on e5, a queen on e5. I kind of want to get something like I'm open to every type of exchange. Okay, so right now I should look forward to improving this guy. I don't want to have my queen there all day defending a knight on f6. This is a half open file, so need to take some care over any piece that might be on the f file. e5 is in this knight's crosshairs, so let's do it. Maybe I could even create an inconvenience. I'm not so sure how much of an inconvenience that would really be. Tell you what, let's just go here. Yeah, let's go here. Okay, let's go here. Now, I want to be a little careful. I don't want to take because maybe they take with the pawn. That right there is very helpful to me because now I get to take with this guy, which opens up the c file, the c6 square primarily for this bishop, where it will be very effective. Also, without the knight on f3, a queen on g5 can be very good. There's not much you could do about that either. Queen can get to g5. This is a nice controlled position. The bishop isn't bothering me. I remain up a pawn. And I'm just steps away from completing my own development. I guess I could be looking for some tactics. If my opponent is vulnerable, unprotected pieces and such. Not seeing any of that. So from here, we just make the simple moves. I'm going to go with this guy because maybe... Nah, we'll go with this guy. This knight is a very good defender of f7. I was kind of thinking maybe there's something here with the queen moving. Okay, I should feel comfortable initiating the exchange here and then getting to the c file. My bishop supports that move. Okay. Let's go here. Even if this pawn falls, it's still excellent. I have to be a little careful of this move. What's the cleanest way? Tell you what, I'm gonna go here. Just watch over this. I have to be careful of my time. Maybe I'm at this point where I have to shut up and move. We'll see. Queen there. So this might be a move. You're hitting this pawn. This is a little sensitive. Some tricks here can be annoying. Yeah. I don't like doing this, but I'm still going to do it. And babysitting d6. Maybe this is a nice improvement. Pawn on h4, queen on g3, maybe queen g5 first. I still like keeping this queen around to watch out for sacrifices on e6. I don't want this position to go out of control. I want to allow my opponent some trick on e6. Okay. They've released any pressure against e6. I like this idea to expand. This is helpful. I start to think about mating nets as soon as there's a pawn on h4, a knight on g3, pawn on h4, rook on the back rank, that kind of stuff. So let's sneak that one in there. Still not seeing any accidents happening with this knight. It's crossing my mind after every move, but just not seeing... It's going to be tough because this knight is so good. Okay, so they're trying to get rid of that guy. Totally understandable. I think I just want to initiate the exchange. I'll go ahead and initiate the exchange. And then replace that knight with queen. Queen on e5. Queen on e5. Rook f4, e5 will sting. Maybe threatening to flush this queen away from the defense of e3. She has these two, though. Still, maybe this and then d5. I need to activate my rook. Still staring at my own pawns. Or maybe we centralize first. Offer a queen exchange. I'm okay with doubled pawns. I'm still up a pawn. Another thing that tips in my favor is this pawn coordinated with my bishop in bishop-specific endings. I'll always have some target, a fixed pawn on a light square. Okay, and now I could go ahead and win a pawn. Oh, I could take straight away. I'll take straight away. And they could get the pawn back, but then the rook is going to be out of play. Rook f4 is the way I'm seeing they win the pawn back. Many approaches, okay. Just gonna glue my bishop in there and then activate my rook while the rook is offsides. Might as well exchange. And activate my rook. I'm up 2 pawns now. And should have the more active rook. Control the only open file. And let's not get into some calculation-based position. Let's just address my opponent's threats and slowly improve my king position. These kind of things. The beautiful square for the king. Flush their king back. Take en passant. Set up a trick if rook takes, I could still go there. The follow-up deflection. Let's start with that one. Plenty ways to do it from here. I'm not inconvenienced by my rook having to defend this pawn. It's a multi-purpose rook. It's only ever a blink away from getting to the second. And now that there isn't any more pressure on my a-pawn, I'm going to go hunting for pawns. I'm going to go for this one, and then save this pawn, and now hunt this guy next. So this construction right here cannot be disrupted. Their king is shouldered off. And I could go for the chop. And next here will win the pawn. I guess they could go here, mating this with that, but still. No issue there. Take the pawn, the king is on the edge now. And this is one of the main benefits whenever you're up some material. Almost every little exchange is going to be benefiting you, because you're winning the king and pawn ending. And there's plenty of time remaining to push the pawns to victory lane. Just watch out for skewers. This one should be in the bag. We're getting there. And we'll make it really simple now. We'll get the rooks off. In a couple. No stalemates. Could have given some checks first if I wanted. That would probably have been most precise. Pawns may be able to do it all on their own. This stage. Mate. A little bit. One. Not here. That'd be stalemate. Let's give him one square. Then we got mate in the corner. Alright, they resigned. Back to tournament land.